Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have another exciting favorites video today. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite winter to spring transitional polishes that I like to wear this time of year after Christmas when you're tired of the dark polishes and red and green and all the holiday colors and you're ready to move on to some different colors but you're not quite ready to move on to spring. Obviously you can wear anything anytime you want, it doesn't matter. I tend to like to wear certain colors seasonally just so I can rotate through my favorites. Hopefully this will give you some ideas of what to wear as we transition from winter to spring. And then stay tuned for the very end because I have a fun giveaway and I'm excited about it. So at the end I'll have the details for that and how you need to enter and everything. It should be really exciting. I have about 40 polishes here. I am going to mention some others too. Feel free to grab a pen and a piece of paper if you want to write anything down, but I'm going to have all these linked down below for you guys. Most of them are going to be really easy to find. If they're not, I have some options that are similar that might be a little easier to find. Let's get started. So first off, I like to wear a lot of neutrals right after the holidays when I'm wearing like glittery and dark polishes. I do like to switch to the neutrals. So I'm going to start with that. I really love any kind of nude shade. I really love OPI Coastal Sand-tuary and this is beautiful. This is from the MALIBU summer collection from this last year and I've liked it. I liked it last spring. I wore it quite a bit and I know I'm looking forward to already wearing it for this winter to spring. And it's a beautiful cream polish with a great formula. And then I also love this nude which is just a little bit darker. This one is I'm No Tourist and it's from their CALI Dreams collection from this last year as well, and I like it. It's a little bit darker and it's quite opaque and it's just beautiful and neutral and nude and I love it. Essie has a lot of nudes like Urban Jungle and Mindful Meditation and a few others that I don't have in here. I'm kind of into more of the creams. Those are kind of like gray creams, so those are great too, but I'm just really feeling like the creamy creams. And then I also have Daydrift Away. This is from the new Swoon In the Lagoon collection. It's a nice pinky mauve, but it actually does have a lot of peach in it. And I didn't realize that until I compared it to a lot of other shades this type. I just like it because it's a little bit muted. It's not like a bright peach that you would wear maybe in spring or summer, but it's a little bit muted. And so I find that I really want to wear those type of dusty shades this time of year. So this is a great one too. Another one of my favorites is Lisbon Wants More OPI. And this is such a beautiful, beautiful light pink. It's just really pretty. I love to wear this any time of the year. I think this has probably been in all my favorites videos because it just always... That's someone's motorcycle or something. Okay, I had to wait till that motorcycle went by. That's annoying. Like I was saying, I think this has been in all my favorites videos just because it's such a beautiful color. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my top OPI colors and everybody needs this in their collection. It's so good. And then I have a polish that doesn't get talked about a lot. This is Essie Gel Couture It Pearl and it's just a beautiful shade. It's like this light purple mauve pink, but it has a lot of white in it and it's a little bit muted and it's a little different. I just like to wear it this time of year as we transition into spring. I would really like to know down below if you have this polish just because I really don't hear it getting talked about very much, but it's one of my favorites. And I almost forgot about it until I saw it and I was like, oh, yep, I know that's going in. Forgot about this one for a little while. It's been a while since I pulled it out, but it is so, so good. And then one thing that I'm really getting into is like neutral sheers. So let's talk about my favorites right now. And I think it's a good time of year to pull out sheers. So the first one I'm going to talk about is OPI Funny Bunny. This has been a favorite of mine for a while. I don't really wear it a ton. I feel like if I do want to wear it though, it'd be this time of year or like in summer. I just love these kind of sheer whites. This one's quite a bit more buildable than some other sheers, which I like about it, and it's a cool toned white. I know like Essie Marshmallow tends to yellow a lot on me at least, and so I probably should buy a new bottle of that. In fact, that is my plan, to kind of upgrade some of my sheers and really do compare them and see which ones I really love. But I know I love this one, and I'm guessing most of you probably have this if you collect polish, but if you don't, it's a good one to get. And then I really love Olive and June CCT. I put this one in here instead of Ballet Slippers because I really think I need to upgrade that one too. I've had it for a long time, but this one's pretty similar to that, and the formula on this one is really great. I think Olive and June does a really good job with their shears. It just goes on very smoothly and nicely. Of course, with all these shears, you're going to have to use like 3 or 4 coats to build them up. Well, unless you want them sheer and be able to see the nail line. I prefer them a little bit more built up, And so this one just is beautiful, and I love Olive & June, the brand. And if you're thinking about getting in the mani or pedi system, this might be a good one to throw in if you have to pick polishes. And I do have a code if you're going to get that mani or pedi system, and it gets you 20% off of it. I'll put the code right here so that you guys have that. But this is a good one to throw in. It's a really great sheer. And then a classic is Bubble Bath. I had to go get a new bottle of this. The only one they had was the Infinite Shine, and I thought, well, maybe it's a good time for me to try the Infinite Shine line again. It's not my favorite. I have only tried it a couple times, so I probably should give it another chance, but I typically just get regular polishes. But anyway, I thought I'd get this in that. They tend to get a little more brown, and I wanted it to be a little more pink and fresh. It's a classic. I'm guessing a lot of you probably have this one too, but it's a really nice sheer. One thing about shears is you want to make sure when you're applying them to let them dry for a long time in between coats, just because you have to layer so much. And I just find that I have a better experience when I let them dry for at least like 5 minutes between each coat, which can be kind of a pain, but I think it's really worth it in the end. Another nude that I really love that I don't have in here is Essie Skinny Dip, and the only reason I'm not mentioning it is because I don't really wear it as a full mani shade. I usually wear it under nail art, or if I'm doing a French manicure or something. Bubble Bath is good for that option too, but that's the only reason I'm not adding Skinny Dip. If you followed me for a while, you know that I love Skinny Dip, but I don't really love it. It's a little more brown. I don't really love it for like a full mani of just a nude shade. And one of my very favorite shears, and I think this is perfect as we get into February, is this one called Inside Scoop. It's a cooler toned pink shear, and it is so good, you guys. I definitely have to do 4 coats because I do like the stronger color, but this one is just so good. It's probably one of my favorite shears next to Funny Bunny. Those other nude ones, I like to have a little bit of contrast even though it's sheer. It's fantastic. You guys need to get this one if you don't have it. No one really talks about this polish either, but this one is just so good. Okay, and now we're gonna get into the dusty purples and pinks. And this first one I have here is Keepin It Wheel, and this is from the new EXPRESSIE collection that just came out, the Skate with Destiny. I just put up that review of that, or maybe this video is coming first. If that's not up, that one's next. I have to decide which one to do because I'm filming both today. This is kind of similar to It Pearl, and I didn't do comparisons to that one, but it's a little bit darker, and so it just gets a little bit darker, but it's the same kind of color tone, and the formula is really fantastic on this one, and so I really like it. I love these kind of dusty nudes that are more pink leaning this time of year. In fact, those are my favorite kind of nudes anyway. I don't really gravitate towards like orangey or like true nudes. Does that make sense? I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, I really like this one. And then getting a little darker and more purple, we have Graffiti Sweetie. And this is from the Downtown LA collection from this last year, and I love it. It's a muted purple. So these are perfect. When I get into spring, I want to go a little bit brighter. So I think this is purple. Oh my gosh. So I think this is perfect to have purple that's a little more muted as from winter to spring, and then as we get into spring to go a little bit lighter and brighter. And so this one is just perfect for this time of year. I love this shade so much. Then we have ZOYA Odette, and this has been a favorite for mine for a while, and I got reminded of this one. I had kind of forgotten about it. This is from their Natural collection from like 2015, I want to say. I'll put it up here so you guys know for sure. But this is beautiful. It's a muted purple. It's a little bit lighter. I feel like you could wear this in fall or like winter to spring, but it's beautiful. I love this. The formula is fantastic. I'm definitely going to get into more ZOYA polish this year. I'm going to pick up some of their collections to review for you guys. That was one that you guys had highly requested after I asked for your input on Instagram. Kind of reminds me of Warm and Toasty Turtleneck, which I feel like I always wear like early fall, but this one's a little bit brighter and lighter, and so I feel like it's better as we lead into spring, if that makes sense. And now we're just going to talk about some dusty yellows, greens, then we'll get into the blues. So this one is All or Nothing, and I really love this. This is from the Swoon in the Lagoon collection. I actually have like 3 in that collection in here, maybe 4. But I actually really liked that collection a lot, and they're just so fresh and new. I had a lot of comparisons for that. By the way, I have reviews of most of these collections that I'm mentioning, and I'll put them down in the description below so you have a link to that. Now, everyone's been calling it a yellow. I see it more as an orange, and maybe that's because I'm seeing it in person, and when I have it next to my yellows, it definitely looks orange. It's like an orange creamsicle color, but it's very muted, and it's not like mustardy. It's just more soft and muted, and so I think it's perfect as we go into springtime. I'm just really looking forward to wearing this, maybe like in March or something. Wow, I'm really planning it out. But anyway, hopefully that gives you an idea of what time to maybe wear this polish. I just feel like it's a little more springy than it is more fall. I'm loving this orange. And I think as we get into spring, you can wear polishes that are more muted and brighter, like Filling Willies. If you want, obviously you can wear them when you want, but these are just my suggestions. And then you guys know my love for Maximillian Strausse Her. This is beautiful. I don't even know what collection this is from. It's been around for such a long time. I do believe you can get this at CVS with a new wider brush. Mine doesn't carry it because my CVS is lame. You might be able to find this too. If you can't find it, there's a polish called Just for Kicks from the new Essie EXPRESSIE Skate with Destiny collection that is pretty much exactly like this. It's maybe a hint darker. But you can get that one because they're pretty much exactly the same. I do feel like it's like a Maximillian Strausse Her dupe. I just had to put this one in here because I've loved it for a really long time. I've talked about that polish a lot. You're probably getting sick of it because you guys know how into sage greens I was this last year. And then we have Natural Connection. You guys knew I had to put it. This is like an olive sage green. Is that a thing? Probably now. It will be. For me at least. I love it. I don't know what else to say about it. It's a little more olivey, but it's a little bit cooler too. It's just a cool polish, and I did a ton of comparisons. I think I did 4 like this on my Instagram and my YouTube video review, because this is also from the Swoon in the Lagoon collection. But there's nothing exactly like this one. It's just unique and different, and it's a little bit muted, and I think it's perfect for this time of year. Okay, getting into the blues. I have a lot of blues left, and then I have a lot of pinks and reds next, because I think that's perfect as we get into February. So January is a time that I really love to wear blues. I love icy blues, I love bright blues, I love dusty blues. I don't know what it is, and this year I'm just really feeling the blues. I think it's because Essie has released some blues that I'm really loving. Some of them are in here, so let's talk about them. This first one is Raindrop Expectations, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful icy blue. It's like so light and bright, and it's very cool toned and fresh, and I think it's perfect for this time of year. I love this OPI Nature Strong line. I have a review of it. I will link it down below. It doesn't get talked about enough, but a lot of the colors they released in that were just stunning. I'm excited to get to wear a lot of them as we go into spring because a lot of them are fun and bright. And this one's just perfect. I think even for summer, this is perfect. I like this one better than like Find Me and Oasis and stuff because this one's a little cooler, and those tend to be a little warmer, have a little more yellow in them, and they're a little bit darker, so this one's fun. And then we have Virgin Snow. I love this polish so much, you guys. I totally fell in love with this when it came out, and I'll put here when it came out because I forgot to look that one up, but I even picked this one up later, as well as a few other colors from that collection. I can even think of the colors, but I can't think of what year it was. It's just stunning. So I have realized recently that there are some polishes that are very close to this one, so I'm going to let you know what those are because this one is really hard to find, and maybe those other ones will be easier to find. I Am What I Amethyst is pretty close to this by OPI, and then also Studded Silhouette from the Essie Gel Couture line. Let me grab those so you guys can see. Okay, so I'm going to hold all these up close together so you can see. Oh, my light's pretty bright, but you can see these are all very close. It's like a nice blue with a touch of purple in it, and so I don't have to be sad about this one after all, which I really thought I would have to be. So that's nice. I really never like connected that or put that together. I'd forgotten. I just like to put this one in because I just still love it so much. It's like the first polish like this that I really love. And then we have ZOYA Miley, and this is beautiful. It's a light blue, but it's very sheer. I was trying to decide if I should put this in the sheer category or the blues. I stuck it in the blues. It's just really cool and fun, and I think this is a good time of year to wear it. So I'll let you look at the picture of that, but it's just kind of neat. Okay, now we're gonna get into some mid-tone and darker blues. We have Bikini So Teeny here. I know this is like a fun summery spring color. It's a classic, but I'm just kind of hooked on it right now just because I picked up a new bottle of it and I fell in love with this. I used to love this polish, and then I just really got tired of the formula and the brush, and I just stopped picking it up. I don't know, I stopped talking about it because I was like, I'm really not that into it. But with this new bottle, I am really excited about about it. It applies so nicely. I talked about it a lot on Instagram. It's what I'm wearing on my nails right now, but I think it's fun to even wear it right now this time of year. It's bright and cheery and blue. I'll probably wear it again this summer too. This does have a little bit of shimmer in it, silver shimmer, but you can't really see it. It doesn't even show up on the nail, just so that you're aware. And then Ripple Reflect just came out from the Swoon in the Lagoon collection as well. This one's beautiful. It's kind of along the same lines, and it's maybe a little bit more purple and it's darker. So I will do a comparison shot of all these blues together so you can see them at the end here when I'm done talking about these next four. Originally, I probably would say I'd wear this more winter to spring, and then I'd pull this out spring, summer, but I'm just too excited about it. I'm like already wearing it, and I can wear what I want when I want. But generally that's kind of how I think. And then As If is a little bit more muted than those other ones, and it does have a little bit of purple. This is a cool polish. It was from their fall 2017 collection. It's a perfect one to wear this time as well as fall. I think either time is great, and I love that it's muted. And then we have Pret-a-surfer, and this is beautiful. It's a really muted purple blue, and it is gorgeous. The formula is fantastic. Every time I pull this out and swatch it, I'm like, oh. I literally say that out loud. Oh, this formula is so good. Oh, sorry, my bottle looked cracked there for a second. I thought this was kind of hard to find, but I don't think it is. I think you can get it still. So sometimes I don't talk about it because I really thought you couldn't find it. But you can, so I'll link it down below. But this is perfect for this time as well as spring and summer. It's just a beautiful shade. So I'll put a comparison of those up so you guys can see. You can see that Bikini So Teeny has quite a bit of brightness and is lighter than Ripple Reflect, but they are kind of in that same color family. And then you can see how muted and grayed out As If is next to them. And then you can see how Pret-a-surfer is more purple, but it's still kind of muted. So those are those four together, so you can kind of compare them, and maybe you can pick out one that you like the best, or maybe you have them all. So hopefully that comparison is helpful. Okay, now we're getting into some darker blues, and this next one is Left on Shred. And I just reviewed this collection. I think that's why I have a lot of Expressie, Skate with Destiny and Swoon in the Lagoons in here, because I'm just really excited about them. But I like this one. It's like a light muted navy blue, but it has quite a bit of white in it. I don't know, it's really cool. I don't really have anything exactly the same as this one, so I just think it's perfect this time of year. I'm just really looking forward to wearing it, and I want to wear it right now. And like I said, I'm just really into blues right now, which is unusual for me. So this one's cool. And then I like to wear bright blues this time of year too. I just like things that are cheery and fun when it's all dreary and yucky and gross outside. There's lots of blue polishes. I mean, you can pick any one. There's tons of them. This one I just really love from the new OPI Nature Strong line, and it's called Short is Something. This is the one that I pulled out. It's newer and fresh, and I love it, and I just like bright blues. Okay, so now we're going to talk a lot about pinks. I'm going to start out with pale pinks and lighter pinks, and that's like my favorite polish to wear are light sheer pinks, and I have a lot of them. Shaking these up. So I'm just going to mention a few that I haven't maybe talked about in a little bit. Well, this next one I have. This is Matter of Fiction from Essie. This is one of my favorite pale pinks. It's like almost white, but I love it so much, and I've talked about it a lot, but this is a really good one. And then we also have Orly Kiss the Bride. This is a beautiful one too. I haven't talked about it in a really long time, but it's one of my favorites. There is a ton out there though, so you probably have one, but I think a pale pink is a nice shade to wear this time of year. And then going into a little bit darker and maybe brighter pinks as we get into Valentine's Day, and there's a ton of these shades too. I put them all in here just because I thought you might want to see them all compared to each other, so I am going to do a comparison for these next four that I'm going to talk about. But this first one is Free to Romance from the Flying Solo 2020 collection. It's such a good bright pink. It reminds me a lot of Essie Fiji. I think they're slightly different. Maybe this one's a little bit more cooler tone, maybe a touch darker, but I think the formula on this one's really good, and it has that new brush. I should probably get a new Fiji too, right? With the new brush. I think that's going to be the next thing that I do. But I like this one, maybe a little bit more than that one. It's really good. And then I have here Mod About You. Of course, this is OPI classic, and you probably already have this one, but I am going to do a comparison here so you guys can see them. And then another fun bright one if you like Olive and June is Pink Sands. That's a really good one from that brand. Every brand has a polish like that, and these are just some of my favorites though that I've mentioned. And then I will throw in a comparison next to these of Hollywood and Vibe. And that one's just a little bit more purple and maybe a little bit more muted. And I I think I've had this in every favorites video since it came out as well. And it's just nice and soft, a little bit softer than these other ones. These other ones are a little bit more bright. So I'll let you see that comparison. As you can see, these pinks are quite close. Free to Roam is maybe a little bit darker, and then you can see how Hollywood and Vibe is a little bit dustier and more muted and has a little bit more purple. So I'll let you decide which one you want to get, or maybe you have one already and it'll just be a good reminder to pull them out this time of year. And then I also added this one, Natural Mauvement, from the OPI Strong collection. It's the same kind of color, but this one's a little bit brighter and more purple. It's just beautiful. I love this shade so much. And now going a little bit darker with pinks. I love Splash of Grenadine. It's been a favorite of mine for a really long time. It's a really nice mid-tone, sheerish, buildable polish. It is fantastic for this time of year. It's not too bright. It's a little bit more muted. It's a little bit neutral, and it's a lot of fun. I have just loved this one for so long. Let's bring it back and have people talk about it again, because it has kind of gotten forgotten, but it's so good. And then of course I had to add Kaleidoscope Eyes. This is from the Electric Escape collection. This was my favorite polish from last year, and I'm really liking it for winter too. I'll wear it in winter, I'll wear it in summer, I'll wear this anytime. I love this polish so much. It's just bright and fun. I wore it a couple weeks ago and it definitely cheered me up. So I'm adding it to my transitional favorites right now. It's so good. And then this one's warmer and more of a hot pink. This is all dolled up from their winter collection this last year for 2021 for Essie. And it's beautiful, and same thing with this one. It's just bright and pink and happy, and it's just fun to wear a color like that when it's all dark and gloomy outside. So I love these kind of pinks. This one's definitely kind of a hot pink, but it's not neon, so I think it's kind of fun. And then a little bit darker, another one from the Swoon in the Lagoon collection. This is Swoon in the Lagoon. The namesake, and it's just, you guys know I love this polish. It's so good. It's my new kind of favorite mid-tone pink. Formula's fantastic. It's a must-have. And then getting into some warmer pinks. Hold on. I just had a thought. Oh my gosh. Wow. I just had a revelation. A nail polish revelation. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to do a comparison of these, because I did not do this for the winter collection. You guys know I miss these sometimes. But Mod Square and All Dolled Up look like exactly the same. I think Mod Square is a little darker. So I'll do a comparison for these, but that's another one that I was gonna mention is Mod Square. That's why these comparisons are so good to do. But like I said, I do miss things sometimes. I kind of thought this would be more purple, so I probably didn't even think to pull it out, but they look very close. But I love them both. A more muted pink, which I really love, is Slumber Party On, and this is from the Not Ready for Bed collection that came out last year, I believe. And it's just nice because it's a little bit more muted and subtle and soft. And then a classic pink. I just like pink this time of year. This is Strawberry Margarita. If you don't have this one, it's a classic from OPI. You need it. You need to add it to your collection. It's such a beautiful polish. It's a little bit more warmer than these cooler toned pinks, which I really like. Okay, and then I just have a couple reds. There's tons of reds out there. You can pick any red. Red's a good thing to wear in February around Valentine's Day. I just picked up two of the newer ones that I really love. This is from the new Valentine's Day collection. I haven't reviewed this yet, but it's coming soon. This is called Love Noteworthy, and I've already applied it because it's beautiful. It's kind of like a dark, vampy blood red with a lot of blue in it. It's really gorgeous. And then we have Toy to the World, which is also from the winter collection this last year. And it's kind of a corally red. And I'm just loving it. It's bright and fun, and I really like the pink leaning reds, as you guys know. So this is a great one too. So that was a lot of polish. So hopefully that was helpful and gives you an idea of maybe what to pull out of your collection to wear, or maybe you found something that caught your eye and you want to pick it up. I have links down below to all the polishes that I mentioned if that's the case. Okay, I almost forgot. I had to come back and tell you guys about the giveaway. So I hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube recently. It's like really exciting. I never thought I would be a YouTuber. I remember when I posted my first video, I was so nervous to do that, and I've gotten a lot more comfortable over the years, and it's just so nice. I've gained a lot of friends here. I appreciate you guys following me and taking the time to support me by commenting and shopping off my links and things like that. So thank you so much. It makes what I do worth it. So I hit 10,000, so I wanted to do a fun giveaway. I'm gonna do a giveaway of my favorite things. So it's just gonna be a box full of my favorite things. It's gonna have like top coat, oil. It's just gonna have everything you need for a good mani, plus some of my favorite polishes that I love. So it should be really exciting. So this is gonna be a US only giveaway. I'm sorry, it's really hard to ship polish internationally. Comment down below to enter and I will randomly pick a winner. Once I get the video up, I'll probably let it run for about 5 days and then I'll pick a winner. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have a good day and we'll talk to you later. Bye.